All right, guys, let's review the NASDAQ, man. How did I turn a minus $500 day into a $3,000 day on this live account alone? How did I do it, man? All right, well, that's why I'm here to answer all those questions. We're going to break this down step by step and most importantly, go over the risk management that I applied today, right, which was really super crucial to really overlap this loss times quadruple like I did today, right? So first things first, as you can see, here's the executions. Here's my runners that I do not care about at all, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. And here's my AMP live account because, I'm a mentor over here that actually has real conviction in their system that they teach. It's not just some fairy tale that I'm selling you, right? I have enough conviction in this system to use live funds consistently, okay? So with that said, man, we are going to jump out, take everything off the screen here quick so we can focus. We are going to jump out to our daily chart, man. Always remind yourself and tell yourself where we are at, right, on the broad, outward scope of things, right? Always zoom out and give yourself the full picture, not just what you want to see, right? It's very obvious what we're inside of right now. Nothing indicating bearish action. We're still in an ultra aggressive bullish trending market. So therefore, I'm going to look to stay in sync with that bullish trending market until I'm proven otherwise. What I see here is another aggressive push to the upside towards good old 30K up there. You can crawl up there and look at it for yourself, 30K. And we create a large daily fair value gap. And obviously today we fill that in and offered a great buying point. So I'm going to look to ideally long off this retrace if it did present. And that's exactly what I did. So when we go down to the hourly chart, not only did we fill in that daily fair value gap fully, I'm going to erase that now, but we also came down and hit a really, really key level. And that is this time-based old opening range New York session low. So time-based low engaged in the market. We also had this BPR to the left. Okay, just a very standard inefficiency in the market. So basically when I'm looking to utilize a key level, it's going to be a time-based low, right? Previous daily low or some type of inefficiency. Ideally both, okay? So when we come down and hit these key levels, that's when I actually start to hunt for my setup, right? And actually start to consider the hourly openings and stuff like that, right? Like basically that's when I know it's time to lock in. We engage these levels. And first thing I noticed is these two large inefficiencies that we left behind on the hourly chart, right? This phenomenon here, bearish gaps being left behind and left open like this, right? And generated, combined with like stacked opposing highs, which I'll show you in the lower time frame. That right there is one of the most powerful combinations when I'm longing. And it just adds convictions to my trade when we have these large gaps to target above with some type of stacked highs, right? So just an important note there. Now we go down to our 5-minute chart. Rule of thumb, my best longs are always going to take place below the opening prices and my best shorts will take place above the opening prices. As you can see here, we're obviously very extended to the downside below that 930 opening price. And I was watching what we did while we were dropping off from 930. Now, I don't have an edge in chasing trend lines like this, right? I'm not a trend line trader. But when I see them build up like this, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, so on and so forth. That is my favorite phenomenon to target of all time, man, especially when it's, my model's performing. I love to target these opposing trend lines because it's just continuously stacking up more orders above each high that's created and just builds such a large pool, quote unquote, of liquidity, right? So let's take a look at what that looks like on the 1-minute chart. As you can see, it becomes a little bit more prominent here. Just a plethora of stacked lower highs, okay? And then we get this consolidation here. And this is when things actually get kicked into motion and give me my, A+ entry. As you can see, I called this out A+ live time to the Discord family, hindsight-free Discord group. This right here is what started my setup today. Sideways consolidation movement. This is accumulation of orders. And then this leg down below that sideways movement is your manipulation. So accumulation, manipulation. Now I want to see if I get a solid light bulb expansion to get a part of the distribution leg back to the upside, right? So nice PO3 idea surrounding this 1 p.m. hourly opening. Makes sense? Accumulation, manipulation, and then boom. See this expansion right here? Was this like tiptoeing around or like not obvious or like high resistance? Not at all, man. No. It was straightforward, really light bulb, super volatile, and a very aggressive push to the upside, creating a series of 3 inefficiencies, right? It runs so fast, it leaves behind all these gaps, right? So when we get that first fair value gap delivery, okay, that's when I have my entry, right? Now, mind you, this is the least important part of the trade, right? This only matters because this gives me like a really solid entry in the market that I can trust in, right? So we get a really solid, not just some random expansion, time-based, PO3-based light bulb expansion in the direction of this huge high-resistant trend line buildup, okay? So, you know, that right there, it's just a no-brainer to take a trade like that. With all that said, man, boom, light bulb, textbook, everything is here, man. This is what we trade for. The important part of this lesson is how I used risk management to my advantage today, okay? We have 2 trades here today, both basically on the same idea, but this one at a much better discount. The biggest difference between the small loss that I took today, keyword small, versus this huge winner is, I mean, it's kind of all said in the arrows themselves, right? I take a standard base long here, set my stop loss, and I simply just get my loser cut pretty quickly, and I'm out, right? I accept that I lost, and here was the first most crucial thing that I did today to be able to secure this big bag, regardless of the runner's hit or not, all right? I did not revenge trade. I did not try to get it back right away. I didn't take some emotionally charged trade, and that was super crucial because that's how you actually make a loser lose big. Not just one little occasional loss in and of itself, but it's actually the response that you do have to it. So for example, let's say I took a loss and, you know, I'm pissed and whatever, emotions get to me and I take this pattern trade, right? Because this is a complete pattern trade. I even said that live time. And then I lose again, right? Then we're talking getting more so in the vicinity of going on tilt and all the bad things that, again, make you bleed out more than you should and extend on losers. And you don't want to do that. What you want to do is just stay away and wait for the next actual realignment, like realign yourself logically and not emotionally. And that's exactly what I did today. I let the market run down to my key levels. And when it was time to execute, I executed, okay? So after I successfully completed that and didn't do anything emotionally, here's what happened. I took the original long. As soon as I got positive feedback, right, with another large push to the upside immediately, I knew it was time to add in. Boom, added in another contract, added in more, right? When you're getting positive feedback in your trade and you're still in a discount relative to the low-hanging fruit target, look, right, look at that. Boom, longing right at midpoint of the range there. That's when you want to scale into your position. Immediately getting positive feedback out of your trade with good volume. Boom, you want to make that winner win. You want to add to winning positions and basically just accept your losing ones and cut them, right? And don't, you know, just let that blow over, wait for the next opportunity. So that is how I was truly able to really quadruple my loss today and secure a big bag. Again, regardless of my runners even hit or not, which they probably will. But yeah, basically just scaling into your position and obviously juicing out runners as much as you can as well, especially in a bullish trending market. That's going to serve you very, very well. Now, on to the good sauce here, man. I'm going to give you guys the holy grail, okay, to juicing out runners and catching huge trades, okay? Let me give you guys a sauce. 3, 2, 1. It's so simple, but so effective. Put yourself in a position to not care about the runners at all. What do I mean by that? Pay yourself so nicely at that Model 3 target. Be assertive when it's A+. Don't shy away from it, okay? Don't over leverage and like put everything at risk, but make that count, man. Be assertive, right? Put on some risk and make it count at that low-hanging fruit Model 3 target. So by that, whenever that happens, right, you're securing a nice bag, right? You're less likely to care about if the runners hit or not because you've already secured very good payment. Okay, so put yourself in a position, right, to not care about the runners, and it's going to be a lot easier to actually let the runners run without suffocating and, you know, closing out of fear. That right there, man, there's no 92 PD arrays that are going to make you hold monster trades like this. It's none of that. Nothing secret, enigma this, enigma that. That's it. Literally closing the door for you to care about the runners at all. And another way that I did that today is, if you guys saw me trade live, I showed you that I actually took full profits at that Model 3 target on my Trade-Evade accounts, right? So not only am I paying myself a big bag on my live account, but I'm also paying myself across several other accounts. So if I know that and I have a big, you know, cushion that I built up P&L wise already secured and locked in, again, it's going to be so much easier to just let the rest ride. So that's literally it, man. There's no secret sauce in the charts that I can tell you. Okay, that is it, man. So yeah, man, that's pretty much it for this one, guys. Hope you guys found this one pretty useful. And yeah, give me some feedback on this if you want more of these. And that'll be it, guys. Peace. God bless you. See you in the next one.